Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Most and it will well. And shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. I'm the brother Caleb from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, back with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. So, again, going to jump straight into the article. This is from the Independent. This says Tony Blair calls for rollout of digital ID to tackle immigration and spiralling NHS costs. So this isn't the first time Tony Blair's come out pushing for digital IDs, which really is leading into the mark of the beast technology. So, you know, I try to keep an eye on these stories when they come out. So let's get into it. It says the former Prime Minister warns politicians that anyone who tries to manage the status quo will lose. See, that's code word for saying, look, we're pushing for our New World Order agenda, and it's either you roll with it or you get rolled over. To to break that one down. So this was published on the 12th of December, 12 days ago, roughly 13 days ago. It says Tony Blair has revived his former government's failed policy of ID cards in a digital form to tackle the challenges the world is facing on immigration, health and taxes. Writing for the Daily Mail, the former Prime Minister claimed that the lesson of Donald Trump's victory in America is that any politician today who is promising management of the status quo and not fundamental change of it will lose. So Tony noted our taxes are high. It's like got notifications on, forgive me. So Tony noted our taxes are high, our spending and level of public debt are high, our service outcomes are poor, So we spend more on the NHS than ever before, with more staff than ever before, and the service is coming apart at the seams. He insisted that the UK and other countries he works with through the Tony Blair Institute need to adopt a radical new approach for the future by embracing artificial intelligence and digital ID. See, these two things both tie into the mark of the beast. So forgive me. Forgive me for the notifications. These two things, are leading to the MOTB. Outlining the vision for the future, he said lower taxes, reduced spending, improved outcomes have often seemed like a holy grail of governing desirable but impossible. Modern technology puts it within reach. Our present system isn't working. Our present system isn't working. This time is for shaking up. For once in a generation disruption, digital ID is a good place to start. Reflecting back on his own time as Prime Minister when the financial crisis was about to strike in 2007 and in 2008, Sir Tony said there is one tool available today which wasn't available back in 2007. We're living through a 21st century technological revolution, every bit as dramatic in its effects, if not more so, as the 18th century Industrial Revolution. The former Prime Minister pointed out that the biggest companies in the world are already tech giants. He wrote, think about how we live and interact with each other, how we use Amazon to shop, mobile phones for banking, Google Map for directions, apps to watch TV, consume news, and book trains, flights, holidays, and entertainment. And they all use our data to personalize this service. Why is TikTok so successful? Because its algorithms establish your personal preferences. Forgive me. Sorry about that. Why is TikTok so successful? Because its algorithms establish your personal preferences so quickly and satisfy them with their content. How do they do that? By accumulating your data and using the services of a huge number of computer engineers to make those algorithms so effective. Arguing for digital ID, he admitted that the idea of it is scary, but he went on, imagine that all your health information was in one place. Well, that would be the chip. Easy, with your permission, for anyone anywhere in the health service to see. That's your passport, driving license, anything you need to prove your identity were in one simple digital wallet unique to you. It's the MOTB. That you could purchase and pay for any goods or services using your digital ID. This is the mark of the beast. Countries from Singapore to India to the UAE and Estonia are doing this now with huge amounts of time and bureaucracy saved. But now think of all the other problems of governing. One of the biggest challenges in immigration is the number of people here without permission, since there are multiple ways of entering Britain lawfully, but then staying unlawfully. It would allow us to track those without permission and incentivize people to not enter unlawfully or overstay because they would be discovered. He claimed that it would cut benefit fraud, make online fraud far harder, and it would yield for the government the reliable and accurate data needed to make informed policy decisions. The former Prime Minister added, around the world, governments are moving in this direction. Of the 45 governments we work with, I would estimate that 3/4 of them are embracing some form of digital ID. So Tony pointed out that the president of the World Bank, AJ Banga, has said it is a top priority for the bank's work with leaders. Top priority. He added, it is transforming drug discovery with a whole raft of new treatments which will give us the chance to shift our healthcare system radically to prevent disease rather than cure. If we use the potential of facial recognition data and DNA, we would cut crime rates by not small but game-changing margins. There are interactive education apps now available which could provide personal tutoring for pupils. See, this is all them saying peace and safety. Yeah, they're saying it would be a good thing for you, but really they're looking to put you into the ultimate snare possible, because you've got to remember that Esau's a cunning hunter. Though his words are smoother than, let me get that one. So I'm just pulling up a precept here. Though his words are smoother than oil. Just pulling it up. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yet were they drawn swords. That's Esau for you. So they're trying to, push this thing as if it's going to be benefit for everybody. Yeah, you have a digital ID and it will store all of your medical information so that anybody in the NHS can access it at any time. You can make payments with it, it will keep your passport data. They're trying to market it as if it will be convenient and it will be of benefit. But really it's the ultimate snare, because Esau is a cunning hunter. You've got to remember that. He's going to make things seem good. He's going to make things seem like it's for your benefit. Then really it's going to be his means of enslaving you and destroying you. Because if you take that thing, you're going to be locked into his system. You're not going to be able to oppose him. Because what? They'll turn off your chip and you won't have no access to anything. And that's a lot of people's greatest fear. You know, the fear of not being able to pay their rent or buy food for their family and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people are going to bend the knee and take the mark. But the elect aren't going to take that mark. The elect are going to resist until the bitter end, even if that end means their death. So Revelation 13 and 16 is a key precept for this point. Common, oldie but a goodie, and it's going to keep being a goodie until the prophecy is fulfilled. This is Revelation 13 and 16, and it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, reading that again, Revelation 13:16, key point, and he causeth all. So Esau's going to push this, he's going to force this mark. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, you see, he'll be locked out of the system, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So if we go into that in the blue letter, that word mark is charagma in the Greek, and its meaning is a stamp or imprinted mark, of a mark stamped on the forehead or right hand as a badge of followers of the anti-Hamashiach. A mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work. So it's going to be carved. Strong's definitions, a scratch or etching, i.e. a stamp as a badge of servitude, sculpted figure, graven mark. So that means it's something that's inserted. Yeah, and a microchip is what's going to be inserted under your skin, which is, you know, the RFID, radio frequency identification. That little microchip is going to be inserted under your skin, and it's going to take care of all of these things. If you go to the root word of karax, it says a pale, stake, or palisade or rampart. So that chip is like a stake. And it's going to be implanted under the skin. To sharpen to a point, Strong's definition, to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching, a stake by implication, a palisade or rampart. So it's going to be something that's, you know, implanted under your skin. That's what Tony Blair is pushing for through these digital IDs. That's why he keeps coming out and talking about it, because this is the this is the gradualism that they're using to get this thing through. They're using gradualism to try and persuade the people to adopt it. And this guy ain't sleeping on the job. He's been working overtime on this thing for some time, you know. So we're approaching 2025 now. They've got their agenda 2030, so they really want to get this thing popping as soon as possible. So Lord willing, 2025, we're about to enter into it. Lord willing, 2025 is an eventful year where we see a lot more, you know, steps towards these prophecies being fulfilled, so we can get the hell up out of here, man. because there's only a few more prophecies left to be fulfilled, and the mark is one of the biggest ones. And as you know, as Elder Apostle Tahar says, you know, once the mark is in place or instituted, things are going to move real quick. So that's what we pray for. So Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Just you know, keeping an eye on prophecy and you know, information regarding the build up to the implementation of the MOTB. So with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Ruach, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. And I'll catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now. Shalom.